Welcome back, everyone. I'm back here with Osama ranking, and I've got some stuff to talk about. Number one, I'm actually watching Osama ranking on a Thursday now. It's only 11:30 now because I caught the episode as soon as it came out on yeah. So that's very good for my sleep. I usually watch these after 12, usually after 12:30. So once I edit it, post it, it's usually very late. And tomorrow I have my final sem examination. I don't even know what subject it is, but I mean it's an online examination. I don't really care, but it's at 9 a.m. so I need to wake up and I need to get at least 6 hours of sleep, or I'm not going to be able to function properly. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about is that there's a YouTube channel, Tiebu. I mean, he's a way bigger channel than mine. He does reactions and reviews of anime. And he recently started Osama ranking, so go ahead and check it out. If for some reason you're watching me while not watching him, that's kind of weird because he's my inspiration for actually starting this reaction and review channel. Like he showed me that you can geek out about stuff and you can still build an audience, and that's really what I like doing. Like I don't really care about the reaction segment much, but the review section is pretty important. And if it's an episode that I really liked, like the recent Demon Slayer episode or the Attack on Titan episode, I'll spend like an hour just reviewing about it. I don't remember how long the recent Demon Slayer episode was, but I'm pretty sure it's over an hour, and it's just me talking about the animation and the composite. So yeah, do check out Tibu. I'm pretty sure you already know who he is. So, and he just wanted to let you guys know that he started watching Osama ranking. And when I was watching his Osama ranking reaction for the second episode, I think that came out yesterday. I think he reacts on Wednesdays, right? There was this girl, right, who saved Kage um, from the people who were committing genocide against Kage's clan. And the minister or whoever that was, the caretaker of that girl, tells Kage that they are people loyal to King Bo. King Bo, yes, the character that we saw, the character that got absolutely destroyed by Ouken, the character who's also connected to the guy who tried to eat Bojji in episode 4. So it's all connected together. We just need to see more of them. So I do think that girl is going to be a recurring character. I think potential love interest for Bojji. I don't know how far the story will progress, right? If it will show all of Bojji's growth. It would be amazing if that's the case. Like, I'm already disappointed with how Hunter x Hunter turned out. Like, we will never get to see an adolescent or an adult gone. But hopefully we'll get to see that with Bojji. Not going to be this season. Hopefully it's a long, continuous manga because I will love any bit of content that Osama ranking sends my way. I had something else to talk about. Yes, the animation. The episode that came before this, wait, episode 15, right? It was not very good animated. Where I'm not sure about this, but I think it's episode 15. Let me check. Yeah, this is episode 17, so episode 15 is the one. Episode 15 had very poor animation, barely any movement, and yeah, character designs were also a bit off-model considering how easy they are to draw. Off-model character designs are kind of weird in this anime. And back then I predicted it's either because the next episodes are going to be amazing or the production has broken down. Thankfully, it's the former, fortunately, because the previous episode was amazing. I talked about it in the review section of that episode. If you want to check that out, go ahead. But yeah, the animation was really good in the previous episode. It reached peak Osama level. It was not even a very important episode, but it was still amazing to look at. No. Episode 15 was not the one that sucked. Episode 14 did not look good. Episode 15 is where Domus defends the steps. That looked good. It did not look amazing, but it looked good. The previous episode, episode 16, was peak Osama ranking, like episode 7, episode 9 level. It was really good. So hopefully they continue that because Ouken's awake and he's going to wreak some havoc. So whatever that havoc is, it's going to look better if it's better animated. And I fixed my light. Like, I don't like Pokimane much. I don't like her content, but her idea of having the light face the wall, that is such a good idea. Like, it actually makes a difference. Like, this is without the light. It sucks. There's the shadows under my eye bags make me look like, I don't know, it makes me look like Gran Torino's mask. But with this, it's just so much better, and it does not ruin my eyeballs because it's not facing me. So it's amazing. I Can't believe I didn't try this out earlier. So thank you, Pokemon. I know you're watching. I'll cut that out in post-production. I probably won't. I'll play a prank on myself by not cutting that out in post-production. Anyway, this is getting too cringy. I think I'll get right into the video now. Starting with a fucking bloodbath, okay. Ousama ranking, episode 17, in 3, 2, 1, now. This is about King Bo again? This is their father. It's gotta be. So he's not human. They're only part human too. Also his face. Powerless human being. So what's the statue with the deformed face? Was that about the father? Holy fuck. Okay. So he didn't seek it out. That's a tragic fucking story. Damn. And this is the scene that we saw. That's a really fucked up backstory. For sure. I think the captain is the one who said that he seeked out immortality. And he knew the repercussions but still did it. But as we saw, he did not seek out immortality. I want to watch that again. Of what his father thought about immortality. That's what I want to watch again. This is... I say it every single time. It's amazing. Especially that cut. It hits me every single time. Like I'm holding back tears right now. If I wanted to cry, I would cry right now. I could cry right now. That's crazy. It's such a good opening. And the animation is still good. I can already tell. Yep. This is another full Sakuga episode. I can already tell. I'm so glad. You don't have to help them. Fuck Epis. Oh yeah, they already know that. I wonder that too. What? At first I saw Inosuke doing this, and now we have Ouken. He's using the force again. But he's not supposed to have any magical abilities. So did immortality also give him magical powers? Should have. Yeah, it is Bojji in front of you. The one you swore your loyalty to. Once he's sworn his loyalty like 17 different people. That's right, Bojji, Miranjo. Don't even show me that image. No. Bojji needs to know this. So why do you have to destroy the kingdom for that? You've betrayed so many people. You owe everyone great debts. Apis, you have no fucking shot against Bojji. He cares for him, that's my issue. I wanna know boss backstory so bad. Yeah, he was a fucking coward back when, before Miranjo trained him. What the fuck happened to him? Is he dying? This is how he dies. I don't want him to die right now. No, he's not dead, but Okay, that's not a normal mouse. That's right, he treasured you, but when Miranju came back, it all changed. Oh shit, is that Ouken? It's Ouken. How can Miranju command him? Does this go back to Kage's curse? We know that Kage is cursed. Pretty much like the Super clan from Mushoku Tensei. I would too. What did you do to him? Okay. There's his track again. Oh yeah. No one else knows how powerful he is. Yes. Damn. Fat ass can do some parkour. But Bojji's way faster, as we know. That is so cool. They all see it in him. No, no, no. Kage. Kage, you need to be with Bojji right now. I mean, Bojji needs to learn this lesson. That's what he does. The poison. Contrary to what it looks like, Bojji is a giant. Yeah. Such a good cut. Bojji could literally eat bricks without dying, so. Yeah, he's dead. Better use some Despa binding technique. Oh, we're gonna get it? Because minor blood vessel shit injury won't do anything to Ouken. He'll heal it in a second. Okay. That was also Miranjo controlling it. Anything with red eyes, Miranjo is controlling. He avoided the force. You don't have to tell her stuff. Come on, Tage. Wonder why he couldn't break through the armor. Don't distract him. This is everything I needed. He is going through the armor. But of course, he can just heal it off. Does he? But Despanos should know about that special move. Breaking the sword. Okay, yeah. He can also regenerate his sword. His voice actor is fucking nuts. This is really well animated. He won you over. That's what Bojji does. Okay, we're going back to this. Nice. No, we aren't. Okay, that's Miranjo. How can you beat him? Kage, run! No, Bojji, you don't have to save that guy. Finally, here's the important question, and the episode is already over. Wow. Maybe Miranjo backstory next episode? Maybe. Miranjo can control those that don't have a will. So she was easily able to control a fucking rat, and she was also able to control Ouken because he's a crazy man right now who enjoys murder. But that's it. I need to rewatch the first segment that goes over immortality. Really solid episode, very good animation. No Arifumi Mai though. Really want to see Mai animating again. At least I don't think any of that was animated by Mai. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Had to do some minor adjustments. I want to check who did the Sakuga scenes for this episode. Just gonna hide that. There was one Sakuga scene which was like the very beginning, the first cut of this episode. It was a continuous cut with the Bojji running, and the fight. The fight was pretty much full Sakuga, and it's fucking artist unknown. Are you kidding me? An animator named Semi-Automatic. He animated again. That's crazy. That's amazing. It's kind of a weird name to have, Semi-Automatic, but it's still pretty dope. Anyway, I think I'll just go through the episode anyway, even though it's unknown artists, because it really it's worth going over. Beginning first. Okay. This is the king of the underworld, Saturn, one of the gods who were going extinct. He's a god. Okay, I totally didn't catch that. He had immersed himself in researching immortality and had taken the lives of many of his people. He was probably stronger than Boss, right? Like a fucking god that took all three. It took Ouken, Despa, and Desha to beat him. He believed that there was a clue to immortality in the fact that living creatures bore children to extend their lives, and so he took a human wife. So he was in researching immortality. So he is not immortal. Okay, he is not immortal. He wanted to research immortality. He had 3 kids. Desha was a superhuman who inherited father's superpowers, electricity. He got electric powers. He did Despa also inherited superpowers. Like, it allowed him to check Bojji's powers. Like, he grabbed his hands, saw if he has any physical powers, basically, and he could see that Bojji has no superpowers or no physical power at all. Desha was also able to do that thing. Like, he just saw Bojji and knew he was cursed immediately. Ouken has a great physical ability, but he did not inherit the least bit of any superpowers. He's super powerful physically, but no mana. That's it, right? Physical ability really high, no mana. And they were able to kill his ass. Fucking split in half. Amazing. And peace came to the kingdom, except for the part that Ouken turned immortal. Okay, but Desha, he had to put him in jail. It's that easy, right? Magic is really powerful in this world. Like, with healing power is so good, but it takes a lot out of her. This just feels almost limitless and rangeless. He took out Ouken while he was in his kingdom, so that's an extremely far range, because he can contact Despa, and probably he can only contact Despa, and Despa can only contact him, because they are the only ones who possess this similar superpower. Ouken might not be able to do that, but Ouken has superpowers now. Became criminal. We saw him eating the rat in one of the early episodes. And there comes the opening. I'll skip through it. This scene looked very good. Immediately, right? Just from the way Bojji's walking here, and just his facial expression. This facial expression and just the walk cycle, it requires a level of knowledge that you won't get in a subpar episode. So I immediately knew this was going to be a good episode. And the way the background is slowly moving is also very good. We're seeing this from a lower perspective. I think Tiebu called that a dog's eye perspective. I did not really learn much about that, but pretty cool that we are seeing this from basically Bojji's eye level. Still have a lot to learn. That's the most Shin-chan expression we will get to see from the show. And look at that, smears. That's how you know this is animated by a really good animator, because cared enough to put smears in there. And it doesn't really get better than that, does it? Just for a small walk cycle and run cycle. Again, the facial expression, it's difficult to animate something like this. It's easy to draw just this kind of expression, right? You could just take a character, give that expression to that character. But what's difficult is you take a particular character and do that with that character. You're not creating this character. The character designer created this character. So if that's why the character designer draws the character with a multitude of expressions, multitude of poses. So maybe the character designer even drew a piece with this face at one point, or maybe the character designer is the one who drew this scene, animated the scene, could be. But otherwise, it's just an experienced animator who can take any character they wish and just give this face to them, because it's hard to draw characters with different faces. I totally forgot about this scene, by the way. I watched it yesterday too, but Appius did save him, and Appius was a follower of Bojji. He wanted Bojji to be king, until he came to know that Miranjo is still alive, and that changed everything, obviously. But until then, he wanted Bojji to be king. So we now know what his power is. He can just breathe bad breath. That's his power. He's so fucking stinky that he can knock people out. I don't know why they just didn't show that the first time around. Like, they could have just shown that, but I guess that would ruin the suspense. Because if they show that, yeah, he has bad breath as a superpower, we already know that won't work on Bojji, so that kind of kills the surprise of when he meets Bojji. But when that's happening for the first time, when that's being shown for the first time, when he's attacking Bojji, then we're like, wait a minute, yeah. But until that point, We are worried for Bojji, right? Like when he faked giving up, I was scared for Bojji. But then, yeah, it's just poison. Doesn't matter. If they had already shown that it's poison, then I wouldn't have worried at all because I know it's not gonna affect Bojji. Red Eyes again. He's being controlled by Miranjo because he does not have a veil. He's not. He's an animal basically. Broke all of his arms. Dislocated shoulders. And this. What is that? Is he using the same? Did he use the same thing against Bojji? He threw a stone at Bojji, right? That's what he did. So is he just throwing the stone and then manipulating the stone to stop them from moving, or is he just using something like the force? Which, if he is using something like the force, why isn't he using it on Bojji? So I think this is the thing. He's using some paralyzing thing on the person. Shirasampe. Shirasampe sounds like the name of an animal and not a technique. Picks up his broken sword and sheaths it. He's like, yeah, I gotta beat Bojji, and then this fucking frame, just take it out of my screen. I don't know why they showed that. Just, I know what Apex is saying, alright? That's it. I'm fine with just seeing what Apex is saying. I'm fine with reading. You don't have to go with visual storytelling if it involves showing healing dead. No, we don't see dead healing here. That's not how it goes. King Boss has come back. Also, she related marriage dreams. Simply wants to remain at King Boss's side. Why didn't she just marry Boss then? Wait a minute. She can't marry Boss because she's probably unable to bear a child. Because she can't even go to her body anymore. Like we saw that she does not even have a physical body. She takes more like a wooden, like a doll's body and controls that. So maybe it's because she can't even. But then, I don't understand. Why did. Yeah, it's confusing. I need Boss backstory. He already knew Miranjo when he met Bojji's mom. Right? Yeah. But Boss only married Bojji's mom so that he can sacrifice the firstborn and gain his strength. Yeah. Guaranteed. Okay, got it. Then she was killed for unknown reasons, and Miranjo was betrayed for unknown reasons. Miranjo's connection with the demon, we don't know. Miranjo made Boss marry another person that happens to be healing to have data, because she knew that in the future it would extend Boss's life. She knew that in the future Boss could come back to life with Data's body. So she planned that as well. Now, why does she want to kill Healing and destroy the town, all of the whole city? Why does she want to do that? No idea. We know that the townspeople have been cruel to her, but that was way in the past, right? Back when she was a little kid. So if she was a little kid when that happened, why didn't she just take her revenge at any point in time? Why did she have to wait so long to get her revenge? Is something I have no idea about. So there are things that we don't know about. We still don't know the demon's connection with Miranjo. So that the demon is the demon is the only thing that looks to be the main antagonist. But we also saw a kid demon with Miranjo in the opening. So that's what could that be? I don't want to think about stuff that hasn't been shown yet. I'd just be wasting my time. Api's got fucking. Api's pissing his pants. Look at that. I gotta use this as the end scene. Look at the expression that Bojji's making too. Like, that is not the expression. That's what Epis is saying. The expression Bojji. Wait, is that a zoomed in version? Yeah, this version. Let's just say here, right? He says that he has to hurt Bojji. And Bojji right now, we know what he's thinking. It's not that, fuck, I gotta fight this guy, he's so strong. That's not it. The concerned expression is because he does not want to hurt Appius. And Appius realized that. And this is how Appius interpreted that. It's crazy. Bojji is so strong that he has to worry about not hurting his opponent. And he has conviction, really strong conviction. He was prepared to kill Ouken. He's just too kind, though. Way too kind, right? I think someone like, yeah, Desha is the ideal king. But even Desha went too far in occasions. Bojji would never slit a child's throat. I'm sure that Bojji would never do that. And then he just says, all right, peace out, and just fucking almost dies. But then the rat is controlled by Miranjo and leads healing to Apis. Miranjo is manipulating the goodwill of these people. I don't like that. I got surprised there when they saw Ouken. Okay, here. This is a gateway to the interval. It's the same as the kid. The Shadow Clan. Exploited again, even in death. What? What? No point in trying to think about stuff that hasn't happened yet. Really good fire animation. Looks pretty beautiful. This guy, fucking idiot. Gave up his guy. Man, those legs. Motherfucker is obese, but he still got the hops. Let's see here. Here it 100% looks like that tree is part of the illustration, right? Right? Like there's no separation between the wall or the sky, the little bit of sky that you can see at the top and the side here, and the tree. The tree looks like illustration. It does not look like it's animated. I think they did not even animate the tree. Right? How do they do this? Did they animate the tree to look exactly like an illustration? Yeah, I have no clue. It looks more like you're using the brush tool, the paint. I don't really know what tool it is, but you can bend stuff with the tool. It looks more like that than actual animation. But you can see here where with Bojji's feet, right? You can see that where his foot is connected to the tree, you can see a little bush stuff popping out as it would in real life. So I don't know if you can see it. I'm just gonna increase the size of this. Fuck, that's not good. The aspect ratio is changing. Okay, you can see the bush kind of things. You can see the bush kind of things over here. That's what I'm talking about. So that does mean that the attention to detail is super high, which is epic. And then get in my way and I'll cut you down. Does not even care about killing a child. Then he's like, he sees that how fucking powerful Bojji is. This reminds me of the ending illustrations with the Chinese drama style with the shadow stuff. You know what I'm talking about. This reminds me of that same scene. Yeah, even the background is sort of similar. The color palette, the orange stuff. And Kage's character is kind of inconsistent. I think like we know his backstory and he lost faith in humanity basically. He does not trust anyone until he started trusting Bojji. But once he started trusting Bojji, he just started trusting anyone, including just a random fucking shadow stuck in a mirror. Why would you trust that? But yeah, Kage did not have any problem starting a conversation, giving information to Miranjo. So Kage, come on, man. Like you learn, you should know better. Just trust Bojji, don't trust anyone else, right? He still saved Bojji's ass in multiple occasions. Like he's street smart, so he has that. He was completely fine with breathing super poisonous gas into the face of a kid. Fucking asshole. She of course knows that Bojji's part giant. Part giant? No, he's full on giant. Both parents are giants. So I don't know if Data has any sort of immunities. Probably not, because he takes so much after healing. Size, facial expression, all of that. He takes more after. Maybe he has like a huge dick that I don't know why my head went that way first. I don't know. I love the exaggerated faces. That's my friend Bojji, and I'm Kage. Who are you? She doesn't say who she is. So he's freed now. Kage, you must not let... Bojji can never defeat him. Are you kidding me? No one can ever defeat him. The only thing you can do is knock him out using magical powers. That's it. And that's why he's so scared about magic. That just... Hilling just used a basic light spell and he ran the fuck away because he's super scared about magic. Right? That has to be it. Maybe he's just weak to light in general. Maybe. But he's just scared about any magical powers. That's why he probably ran away from Miranjo. Saying Miranjo? Hilling. I'm saying the word probably a lot of times, I know, because it is speculation. It's fun to speculate stuff. Hilling's face looks kind of awkward here, but everything else in this episode looked pretty consistent. Including that tiny animation of her running. Okay, her mouth is moving and it's an entire animated scene, so it makes sense that her face is not well animated, well drawn here. But I'd want Hilling to receive special treatment. She's best woman of the year. And her nose goes back to the normal size here too. Here it looks too small, right? Yeah, here it looks kind of too small. Here it's back to the perfect nose size. She's so lovely. So this is what they're saying. I don't know if he's doing this. He does the same thing with everyone to stop them in their track. Because what the fuck is a tiny rock gonna do, right? And the way Bojji is showing it, it's so cute. I love Bojji. Superhuman level. Such a cool shot. So the camera is rotating here. Okay, so it goes like, yeah, the camera is rotating there and turns that into a lunge. Sword lunge. So cool. I love the line work here too. This reminds me, this is probably done by the same animator who did Bojji standoff against the captain of the underworld. Remember that when the captain was just lunging super fast towards Bojji and Bojji was just ultra instinct dodging? It's a really cool cut. Line work was similar. I was super scared that his Bojji's sword might break, but apparently it bends. And I think I saw multiples there. Yeah, multiples. Very cool. Okay, mostly smears, but also multiple. You can see a tiny bit of the sword afterimage here, but mostly it's just smear frame. Just good animation, man. So he did pierce through the armor and reached his body. And the way he loses balance. So cute. I love him. And Ouken is of course unbothered because he can't get hurt. Even if he does get hurt, he'll just heal easily. Ousama ranking does such a good job at putting us in the center of the combat, right? You're so close here. And again, some really cool smears. And the background, the blurring is used so adequately. Bojji is like never blurred, except when he's just reaching to that point. Like if this was ufotable, that Bojji would be blurred. That Bojji would also be blurred. That Bojji would also be blurred. Ufotable would use a lot of blurring there. Not saying that it's bad, I'm just saying it. I think it's bad. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like any bit of blurs. The lesser the blur, the better. Unless, of course, it's motion blur for CGI animation. That I understand. You need motion blur for CGI animation, but if it's 2D, don't blur. Just use these beautiful fucking smears. But background, of course, because it's a still illustration, it needs to be blurred to depict motion. But even when the background is blurred out heavily, and the foreground characters are barely blurred out. That is so cool. I really like that. This really does a good job at showing how unstoppable Bojji is. Really love the background here. Look at that. It's a still background. It's just a good amount of bokeh effect to show depth. And then it transitions to super heavy in motion blur background in this frame. And then it just speeds up. These paintbrush strokes come in halfway through. And now it's all paintbrush strokes. Really cool way of showing it. And it comes to an abrupt stop. Not even an abrupt stop. It just fades away to the background, which looks really awkward. But I'm sure in motion I won't be able to tell. Let me check. See that again. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell that it's just fading away. It's impossible to tell. So cool, really cool. And of course, it's switched to green here because when the background fades back here and comes back to existence, you see the green patches of grass. So it either has to be green or it has to be brown, mostly brown. But green is a color that's more poppy than brown is. And also green has more contrast to Ouken's armor than brown does. Really cool. Again, this tiny movement of Bojji's sword still uses multiples. You can see his sword, 3 swords here. 2 of them are smeary. Really cool. Really good animation. And the fucking laugh. Ouken's laugh is so creepy. Special move of... It did work against Ouken, but motherfuckers can regenerate his sword. I really like this method of not even smearing out the sword. Like they're not even using smears on the sword, just adding lines, but that's enough to depict motion. Really cool. And since it's moving in one direction, right? A long object is moving in one direction. How would you add smears? If it's moving sideways, you can just smear it sideways. If it's moving forwards, you can't smear it backwards because it's a long object. Already substance, there's substance back there. So you can't smear it backwards. So you just add a bunch of lines, make it look like it's moving forward. Really cool. This is crazy. This is Bojji's greatest feat yet. Because he punctured the whole sword from its tip. Bojji is literally unstoppable against anyone else except Ouken. Because he can regenerate. Even his sword. Maybe related to his name, Ouken. He's the sword of the king, so he can regenerate his sword. How did that happen? Wow, that's a cool scene. These smears are like Nozomu Abe smears. Look at that. That's such a huge jump. We only see Bojji crouching here, and with the next frame, we see his whole back. That's literally 1 frame skip. And the background all switches. It's a cut. It's essentially a cut. Yeah, never mind. These look nothing like Nozomu Abe frame smears. These look like Nozomu Abe smears, but this looks nothing like Nozomu Abe smears. This looks more like Keiichiro Watanabe smears. Except for the sparks. Also, the background is moving just a little bit to depict more motion. Fucking hell, man. His laugh. Yeah. The scene flows so well, even though there's a cut there. Really nice. And I think there was a smear there too. I love how the camera is moving so abruptly, but it still doesn't lose track of the characters. That's good camera work. Yeah, good job, director of photography. He's still shooting those things. Bojji just sidestepping them. I'm sure your boy Roshi's gonna make that comment when they reach this episode. Sidestep? Bojji's just a smeared mess here. This is really good animation. This is the best scene in this episode. It's in the back of the neck. Nape. Can't believe I watched Attack on Titan and called that the back of the neck instead of nape. So many cool smears. Yeah, look at that. How can you even come up with a smear that looks like that? It's not like anything will work. Only some things work. Not all kinds of smears work. That's just a really cool smear. Yeah, very good camera work, this whole segment, and very good smears. Definitely the best cut in this episode. Not cut, it's a whole sequence. And I think it's still the same animator. I wonder who did it. It's too slow to be Keiichiro Watanabe. Yeah, and she said, why did I offer advice? And it cuts to her being with Data. It's because her heart became lighter because she's happy with Data now. Data cares for her. Kinda nice. Maybe she just two brothers influencing her. Pretty cool shot of Ouken, very detailed. 3 layers of coloring, like this armor as the shadow, as a regular, and then there's the shiny bits. Reminds me of the Ouken scene in the opening, but of course this is not moving, unlike the opening segment. Who is this? It's her mom, right? Miranja's mom. Wow, she's beautiful. Look at that. Her mom has the eyelashes at the edge. Baby Miranja has the eyelashes towards the front. Here, not here. And that's enough to distinguish the two characters. Completely changes the look of the two characters. So fascinating. And what happened? What happened to these people? I'm sure her mom died in a brutal way. I can already see it. The show is unforgiving. And Ouken is so fucking expressive, even through a metallic mask. It is crazy. They let the animators, they give the animators that freedom, right? Like you can see the determined face on Ouken right now, even though he's wearing a mask. Anime gives the freedom to do that. You can't see that in real life. Always pause at smears to check which animator did it. This is a different animator now. This is back to the animator who animated earlier in this episode, I'm sure. Again, with the tree thing, I don't know if the tree's animated or it looks the same as all the other trees. So how did they move this tree? He goes after the ugly bastard, but Bojji of course has to stop him. Bojji, you don't have to stop him. Let him die. That laugh is crazy. I am Miranjo. And the episode ends. So, yeah, they didn't really answer anything. We only got answers that Ouken didn't choose to be immortal. At least that's what I took from that. Ouken just happened to be immortal when he hit 25. And that ruined him. How did his father experiment on him? Because his father was not immortal, but he was researching immortality. So he might have used Ouken as a guinea pig when he was young. And that's all I can think of. But that's about it. Really solid episode. Next episode is going to be fire because the continuation of Bojji versus Ouken with Despa as backup. So that's going to be very cool to watch. But that's about it. Another solid week of Ousama ranking. Can't wait for the stuff to reach the climax, because there is not much tension right now. There was a lot of tension when Ouken was out there rampaging, just murdering civilians. But now, I know Bojji won't die. I know something horrible won't happen to Bojji. The only bit of real tension I have is about Despa and Hilling. I don't want either of them to die. But if one of them have to die, yeah, then it's got to be Despa. I don't want anything to happen to Hilling. And as long as, I mean, if they would have killed off Dorsch if Hilling was gonna die anyway. But the very fact that Dorsch is alive just means that Hilling won't die. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how this show will go from now, because the previous episode looked very good. This episode looked very good. So maybe the next episode will also look very good. Or all of the coming episodes will look good, because this was episode 17 and it should have 24 episodes at least. So that's still 7 episodes to go. A lot of content left. I'm assuming it's 24 episodes, because why wouldn't it be, right? So a lot of content. This arc's got to be pretty long. I'm going to check again. 23 episodes, not 24 episodes. Kind of a weird number to end the season in. But yeah, so 6 episodes left. Still a lot of content left for this arc to conclude. And the pacing never felt slow either. It's just good pacing. They're not what is the word? Padding. Yeah, padding is the word. They're not shamelessly padding like One Piece does. I haven't watched One Piece. I have watched 16 episodes of One Piece and it was so boring because of the padding. The story just never moves forward. And see, none of that with Ousama ranking now, which I'm at the 17th episode, and so much more has happened than in 16 episodes of One Piece. So yeah, no padding. Just want to see where the story goes from now. Really hyped. Not gonna waste any more time. Gonna have to cut this video short because it's very long now. But yeah, anyway, had a lot of fun. We'll watch it next week. But as far as the trilogy of episodes go, with Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Ousama ranking this week, I'd say I enjoyed Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan to probably the same extent. Maybe Demon Slayer was a little... No. Attack on Titan was so fucking good. Demon Slayer was just hype. Attack on Titan was the better episode though. And Ousama ranking, the worst episode of the trilogy this week. Not saying it was a bad episode, but just the 2 others shows that peaked. They peaked. And I'm waiting for this show to peak. We got 6 episodes left. So hopefully the peak is just coming. And that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you did not enjoy this video, leave a comment. Tell me what I can do to improve. If you liked it a lot, then subscribe. And that's about it. Thanks for the views. I'll see you next time.